Brad heard Yvonne launch into a familiar song about the joys of being a redneck woman. But as he pulled on the handle, another sound sent shivers up his back. A high-pitched wail began as a sharp "yeah," and then ebbed into a pathetic "whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." Brad turned toward the noise, and it started again. "Whoa, whoa, whoa." After a moment, the sequence ended with a softly muttered, "Oh." "What the—" Brad took off his ball cap and scratched his forehead as he studied the rapidly filling parking lot. "Sounds like a baby crying," Mac said as the two men took tentative steps in the direction of the wails. "No way. Who would leave a kid out in this cold? Things like that happen in big cities, not here." The voice howled. "Meow! Bah!" "Hey!" Brad called out. "Who's there?" Though it was only a little after 5 in the afternoon, the light was so dim he could hardly see. He dropped his cap onto his head again and adjusted the brim. "Look it," Mac elbowed him. "Over there." At the corner of the brick wall that edged Larry's Lake Lounge sat a cardboard box, and it was moving. Colder than the evening breeze, a chill zipped down Brad's spine. He and Mac neared the box. Brad noted blue and red lettering that indicated it once had held beer cans. As he peered inside, a pair of large brown eyes looked up at him. "Wow!" The tiny mouth displayed 2 rows of sharp white teeth as it cut the air with a piercing, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" "Holy moly," Mac said. "It's some kind of critter." Relief flooding his chest, Brad hunkered down beside the box. "What are you, anyhow?" he asked of the lump of dusty gray fur. "You a raccoon? Or a kitten? You're putting up a mighty big fuss, that's for sure." "Don't touch it," Mac warned. "You could get bit and die of rabies." The creature tried to turn around, bumped into the side of the box, and then lifted its head to yowl. "Oh! Oh! Yow, yow, yow." "Rabies," Brad muttered. He reached into the box and slipped his hand under the soft, downy belly. Cupping the animal, he made a cursory examination. Ears, eyes, tail, snout, fuzzy legs, and 4 paws. "It's a puppy," he announced, "and the talkingest one I've ever met." "Meow!" The little head darted forward, and a small pink tongue licked Brad's nose. "Ah, not that." Brad wiped away the moisture with the back of his hand. He flipped the puppy over and determined he was holding a male. "Who left you here, fella? You must be freezing." "Brother," Max said in disgust, "you gotta be some kind of jerk to dump a puppy in weather like this." Brad knew that Missouri country folks often didn't have the means to get their pets fixed. That meant thousands of mixed-breed, unwanted puppies and kittens were abandoned on the roadside each year. Animal shelters and city pounds usually picked them up, but many starved or were killed by larger predators or got hit by cars. "At least they put him near a public place," Brad observed. "I guess they figured he'd find a home." "He ain't finding a home with me." "Me neither." The jukebox started up inside the tavern. Yvonne must have finished her song set and would be taking her usual place at the bar. Married nearly a year now, Brad knew he shouldn't give the woman a second thought. The sultry songbird was older than Brad by several years, and she had been around the block a few times. She told him she had tried to make it in the Nashville music scene, but found the going too rough. She had sung backup at one of the big shows in Branson for a while, too. But eventually she had come home to the lake area, single, sexy, and looking for a good time. That siren call was getting harder to resist by the day. "Wow!" The sharp yelp startled Brad. The pup had curled up in the crook of his elbow. "What are you talking about now, you little yapper?" Brad murmured as he stroked the matted fur. Pressing his small head against the man's palm, the dog expressed his delight in human touch. Brad grinned. "What do you want, boy? Huh?" "Uh-oh," Max said. "You're starting to sound like a sucker." "I'm not taking him home, but still, he can't be more than a couple months old. I bet he's barely off his mama's milk. We had dogs when I was growing up. You shouldn't take 'em from the mother too soon. I always wanted a dog. My dad ran off strays with a shotgun." Though the puppy appealed to some tender place inside him, Brad knew things were going so badly with Ashley that it would be a mistake to arrive home with a puppy.